Hey, Max. Alright, you can see I haven't even opened mine yet. Sorry for the delay there. I had a couple customers here until, well, just a couple minutes ago. So, had to make sure we could finish up for the night. I'm actually going to do a quick check and see if people are out on Discord. Chris, you out there? Yeah, I can drop a link to the Discord here. Give me a quick second there. Of course, now I can't find the actual link. Max, I'll have to figure that one out again here before too long. I am struggling, and I know every time I do this, I struggle finding that darn server link again. I know we've got it posted on the Facebook, and I'll find it out there again, and then post it. Let's see. Wow, this Red Slaaad is really not wanting to come out, is it? Hopefully everybody's Saturday night is going well. I see we've got someone else floating around out there. Yeah, that's about the tightest fit they've had on that one before. All right. See, I haven't even had the chance to open all this. I thought we were going to get more reds and stuff in this set than we actually see here. I guess I better pay attention to what they're saying are the colors. They do show a lot of other colors there, don't they? So it looks like a heavy red for the base, followed by a bunch of browns, some purple, ooh, a black red even. There are even WizKids official brushes this time as one goes to the floor. Alright. Uh-oh. One of my paints is busted. That's not good. Yeah, it's a leaker. We'll go ahead and make sure that stays in there. And what other colors did we get this time around? Okay. A couple different greens. Black vermilion. Light flesh. Okay. Well, as I said, I really didn't have time to finish setting up here even. So I am going to go grab a couple things to make sure we can have fun painting that red Slaad. Give me just a minute, I'll be right back. All right, apologies for that. But I wanted to make sure we kind of had everything set here. And I think that gets rid of some of the glare even now. All right. So I'm just getting out all the fun stuff to help us here tonight. The wet palette, some of my other brushes. We've got our paints here, the water pot, some water for the water pot, some water for me. All right. And a red Slaad. So, where to begin? The answer's going to be right here with the heavy red. So, do a little bit of shaking. We'll end up using this as kind of our base and highlight up from there, I think. That is a nice, thick red. And I think I'm going to go even for a little bit larger brush to begin with. What do I feel like? I think actually are those both? Yeah, they're both regiment brushes. I should have known better. So I would say, well, this is, so like this wet palette right here, there's actually blacks that Mikey was using on it yesterday that are still viable today. So, you know, there's a good 24 hours. I've learned that the wet palette so much is, you know, has definitely helped me keep some paints fresher for longer. I'd probably say, well, I know I had, when I was doing my Snotling team, I had some that lasted up to a week. But it's not so much just having the paint on there and a source keeping it wet that I really like the paint palette, the wet palette for now. I feel like I'm getting better at my consistency for thinning stuff down. And I don't know if it's just because it's not drying things out as much so fast that I actually have time to experiment with what the right consistency is on these things. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's just that there's a confidence level I'm feeling all of a sudden with it. But there's definitely something that has changed. I'm becoming more and more enamored with the wet palette every time I use it. So I have pulled together a bunch of red. Still looks like it's on there pretty well. And so yeah, this is just going to be my base layer here. Let's see how well it covers over this primer. And it looks like it's pretty well pigmented. So it might be an easy coat here. I probably could have done some fun stuff like a mock zenithal prime on this. Actually, you know what? Maybe we can still do some of that. Let me get through this arm real quick and see if we can make this a little bit different. I don't know. This is... pretty nice layer to begin with here. I may just say to heck with it and then just work on highlighting up appropriately from there. Because I am liking how dark that's really coming out right now. It's looking like it, even maybe I didn't thin it down enough or what, but I'm feeling like that's a pretty good one-time coat on this. That's working out very nicely. I don't know if I actually want to get it. Maybe I'll get a little onto the claws. I don't want to go up too much there. Well, the artwork actually shows, they show the claws being black. Okay. And we'll just, they might show a little bit of the hand actually being black as well. But we'll just go ahead and keep on doing it here with the claws. Chris, you said you got me on Discord. I see that there. No, I can't hear you guys. Let's see if I can figure that one out. You there now? I barely hear someone right now. I think that's Chris. I heard in the background a little bit. Oh, you know what I think is going on here? I think because I've got the new setup here, it's probably tracking everything through the microphone and not going dual audio on me here. Oh, hey Dave, welcome to catching us live here. Yeah, it's I guess I haven't seen you in person for a while. All right, now I hear someone back there in Discord.
Yeah, can you hear us?
There it goes. I got you, Eric. I got you, Chris.
Okay.
All right.
I'll be back.
I'm playing the fun game of actually tracking most of this on YouTube at the moment.
Yeah,
So.
that's why I typed into YouTube.
Yeah.
So, but I gotta get Joe to work. So
All right. Say hi. Hi, Joe.
Oh, he's in the other room finishing.
That's okay. Well, hi, Joe. Anyhow.
I'll tell him you said hi.
All right.
All right. See you in a bit.
See you in a bit. So, Eric, are you guys able to see me on Discord as well, or no?
I'm not. It's kind of weird. I see that you're presenting on camera, but on your profile, it just shows your user pic. Which, if everyone's watching on YouTube, that's probably okay.
Yeah, we're trying. We're actually trying to promote the YouTube channel for some awkward reason now. Because we are doing stuff there every Friday night now, even.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah. So, while it's not anything with, we'd love to have people in store and doing stuff, I can at least say, yeah, we got the staff together and we're doing something to. Here's a game. You know, so our first one was a magic session because easy to set up and test with.
Right.
The second one, we played a game called Cryo, which is a fun little deck builder. Deck building and worker placement. We skipped a week, and then last night, Mikey decided to kick my butt in Blood Bowl. So, in fact, I know you were down at the store here earlier today. You could probably see the little studio-ish kind of thing we had going in the back.
Correct. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very professional behind the scenes. If you go into the store and see it.
Yeah, it's pretty ghetto. But we are making, in fact, this next week, I'm making a little upgrade to it as well. We're adding yet another camera. So, because, you needed to see us twice, why not make it a third time? So, we're just going to play with it, see what happens. Because who knows when we'll actually get to be in store playing again.
Right. Well, I've seen more and more people getting vaccinated in Washington. And we're going back to phase 2, but
right.
I think we're getting.
Yeah, I hope we're getting there.
Yeah. Okay. It took some work, but I've muted YouTube so I can hear you on Discord instead of hearing you twice while also watching you on YouTube.
Okay. Well, you just didn't want to. You don't want me echoing all through, everything for you.
I'm cool with that, but there's maybe 1 to 2 second delay on YouTube.
Oh God.
From a bleep button filter, if an option.
Right.
Which is good. So it was, you'd say something and then you'd say it again in like 2 to 3 seconds. I was like, oh no,
that's going to be annoying. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I did catch the Cryo game.
Did you? Okay.
Part of it live.
Yeah.
Part of it I had to rewatch. It looks very, very fun.
Yeah, it's not a bad game at all. And that's between Cryo and the Blood Bowl game last night is why I decided I needed an extra camera, because just seeing the overhead is a little boring, I think. Oh boy, you saw us move checkers. Yeah, when Cryo has nice 3D pieces, and we've spent a lot of time, especially when we do like Warhammer stuff. It'd be nice to see an angle so you can see the models, maybe see the some sort of depth of what's going on, rather than just, like I said, a game of checkers.
I have certainly noticed an uptick in Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000 streaming stuff, and it's a pretty neat thing that's actually making it accurate.
Yeah. Dave, you think Mikey can convince me to play Cthulhu Death May Die? I'm a little scared of that one. It's bad enough I'm painting a pseudo-demon tonight. I don't need to be bringing on an elder god. So Max, tell us out there, what else have you been working on? Put the paintbrush down. or Dave, if you're not painting, or what games? If for those who don't know Dave's a pretty avid board gamer here. What games have you been playing lately, Dave? Now, Eric, I didn't see. Are you working on the Slaad tonight as well? No, you're not. I see now.
I'm not. Believe me, if I had more painting time, I would have jumped on the chance to do a model together.
Right.
It's only taking me a year now to paint up 300 points of Sisters of Battle. So at this rate, in 2030, I'll have an army ready to go.
Fair enough. Fair enough. At least you can tell the wife, hey, I have dedicated time tonight, right?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I found the biggest thing for it is just sitting down and even doing one or two little brush strokes makes me feel better about something, even if you don't complete
Right.
the full model. And it's by doing that I was able to get those little bits of points painted up. So just gotta maybe take a week off of work and really dedicate to something.
Right.
Eagerly awaiting though when the store is open and can throw down some dice with a few friends.
Well, that we are all doing. The good news for you is that I am going to have a house rule for minis when we're doing 40K. They do not have to be table ready to play.
That is a solid house rule that I would enforce.
Yeah.
Would much rather get games in with anything than keep a really high bar to entry.
Yep. Because that was always my problem when I tried to learn 40K from other places. Oh, you don't know what you're doing yet? Or you don't have a team ready, a unit ready to go or anything? Yeah, you're not worth our time right now. Okay, well, you are not worth my time or money. So that's what scared me away from it for a very long time. And now I found one of my favorite games out of it. Yeah,
Was that Blood Bowl?
I really do enjoy Blood Bowl.
I saw you guys posted that. I need to find a spare 2 hours. That's normally what I'd listen to when I paint.
Right. But not when we can go live tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
Special events.
So Max, you just finished. Okay, painting the 3 forms of Arl. Nice. So you are doing some fun with Icewind Dale. You're still running Storm King's Thunder. Okay, and a homebrew. Okay. Hopefully keeping Thomas busy at the same time. Oh, you're doing a red Slaad and a blue Slaad right now? And a Baylor? Yeah, you're busy. And then Dave, you... You're playing... Okay, Century Spice Road. Okay. That's right, Chris and Diana picked that stuff up, didn't they? And then... You're calling it the Splendor Killer. Now, you did see, Dave, that Splendor was our overall winner in Board Game Madness, didn't you? It beat Gloomhaven. It killed Wingspan in the finale. I couldn't believe it. I did not expect Splendor to be the big winner. but it is a great game. They just put it on Board Game Arena in the last week. I may have 6 or 7 games of it in already. Oh, I haven't done Silver Amulet yet, Dave. You're going to have to tell me more about that one. That's still out of the Bazir series of Silver, isn't it? Tell Thomas to knock it off, Max. So Dave, have you played Century with any of the expansions attached to it yet? Or have you played any of those independently yet? I've done a game of New World by itself, and then the middle expansion was at Eastern Wonders. I did that in both standalone and combined with Base Splendor. I'm a little afraid to put all 3 of them together. I think that game would take forever. But it looks like it could be interesting market manipulation at that point too. So Max, I think I can actually imagine Thomas with some of those things when he was playing Harry Potter with everyone here. I think he actually had that those things in a deck at one point. Well, you'll get to those eventually, I'm sure, Dave. And they definitely are game changers. I'm like you, I do love the mechanics in Century. See if I can get into those armpits. So is there new stuff anybody's been reading up on that they're excited about out there? You know, Max, I know if as a D&D fan, we got the Ravenloft stuff coming out in just a couple weeks. I know there's a few people around here hyped up for that. Dave, you've owned Inish for a long time now. Surprised you haven't broken that out of its plastic yet. So, Eric, what part of the Sisters are you working on?
So I am working on my first model for my sister's Penta.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm a fearful painter of skin and flesh. I've never gotten it to look how I wanted, so I'm actually trying a contrast paint.
Gullyman flesh?
And, exactly.
Yep.
And seeing how that turns out.
I actually love how that turns out when I do it over Wraithbone to begin with. Yeah.
I'm doing this one over Ghost Seer.
Okay.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, yeah.
For upcoming releases, Games Workshop is just a non-stop tease of Sisters of Battle, and I keep wanting to purchase things that I can't purchase.
Right. Right. Here's the model we will release at some point this, decade.
Right. Like, in case you didn't have a long enough wish list of things to purchase.
Right. They are killing us. Thursday and Friday, their warehouse is shut down for inventory. It's like, didn't you have time, when you weren't selling anything to do this? The good news is they have finally caught up on their back orders to retailers. They actually Wednesday afternoon they shipped out the order I placed last week. So we're finally down to. Well, it took them 2 months to catch up on that. So, if you've seen our paint supply, all of a sudden it's starting to look stocked again. That's why.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's promising. I know they had a lot to contend with COVID and Brexit
and GW just not being smart about production quantities. Like Dave, unfortunately, is one who got hosed by production issue here with Curse City. He was.
Yeah, I heard that was them.
Oh boy, that was absolute chaos. I hope, Dave, were you able to grab one down at the Games Workshop or somewhere else? If not, I've heard that there's one more store around us that may still have a copy. And I would, while I'd love to sell it to you, I would definitely recommend you go nab it. Yeah, I'm liking how that red kind of turned out. That's a good, solid base color.
Mm-hmm.
I can live with that. That may actually be a keeper red color for me. Here it was the last paint night. I wasn't really enjoying the colors that were coming out of the Vallejo kit, but that's at least a good start point. All right, time to let that dry for a couple minutes. That one's, well, it's called heavy red. Well, given how thick it is, I now understand why. Okay, that's where I was going to send you, Dave. That's who I had heard had it. I'm glad you got a copy.
on the game side, the board game side, Jason,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of a game called Downforce? It's a racing game.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. You played it? Or looking for it?
Both, actually.
I might. I'll have to check. I might still have one in stock.
Oh, I figured it was too old. That no game store would have a game from the 70s or something. Or they would have come out with a new edition of it. But yeah.
Yeah, they have reprinted it not that long ago. Let me double check. That's the good thing about actually having my computer here to do everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a few friends of mine play board games, usually Thursdays and Friday at lunch, virtually, of course.
Right.
And
yeah, because you can't do it at work right now.
Yeah, well, we would love to do it at work, but thankfully we are still working from home.
Right.
It was a really great game.
Yeah.
I never expected a racing game to enthrall me as much as it did.
Downforce is a good one. And if you haven't done Formula D yet, that's another really good one. And that one, you're really keeping track of how you're shifting and going around the track because you will crash and burn. That one gets wild because you can get up to super high speeds, not be able to corner. You can get specials. I almost wish you could get a green turtle shell so you could Mario Kart the thing, you know. but the rest of it feels that you're on that path. Got that dark red. Yeah, there might be a couple touch-up spots here. Yeah, not too shabby there. I am going to go into the straight black right now. At least give us a base on the fingernails, claws, whatever you want to call them. Dave, that's okay that you're still painting Blackstone Fortress. I don't think anybody's going to hold that one against you.
Have you ever played in a D&D or Pathfinder campaign where you had to face a Slaad?
I have not. Max, can you fill us in on the Slaads? know Ben on my staff here was talking about how they're kind of, they're not quite common, but they're not really uncommon either. And I know there's been an advertisement I've been getting for D&D Online on Facebook as of late, and I immediately recognized a Red Slaads out there. Max, I had the urge to make a Battletoads dungeon with Slaads. Oh, good lord. They really do go that route, don't they?
It's an excellent notion. You should kickstart that.
Are you giving them the jet skis or the skateboards? Or is that too old a reference for you, Max? Have you seen the Black Magic Craft episode where Jeremy installs a paint booth in his crafting room? I keep thinking of there's room for one of those in the back of your store. Dave, you hit way too close to home on that one. There was a moment during the design phase here where we actually thought about converting this back corner, actually where I am now, into paint stations that would face the wall, and people could sit here and just go and paint. But I decided for being a little more generic with the tables. But it is not anywhere out of the realm of discussion for long-term plans. But those are in the, oh hey Jason, it's time to move to a new location. You've grown too large for this place kind of plans. Okay, Slaads with the mistake of the Lord of Mechanus. He wanted to create order in the plane of pure chaos. Red got boards, blue got skis. Nice. So he put a magic rock in Pandemonium that coalesced the chaos into a form, and it was the first Slaad. Then they multiplied and were surprisingly the most chaotic creatures ever. And surprisingly is in quotes on that one. Thanks, Max. So what difficulty level are they normally running then, Max? You kind of throw them at all levels? Eight of them against your level 1 players? Are they that kind of thing? Okay, now I like these more. So Eric, I don't know if you can see the comments going on in YouTube there, but Max says, the reproduction is kind of like the xenomorphs. Red and blue infect humans in a way that makes the other one out of the corpse. Magic users become green. The magic rites make the gray and deaths. They're like level 8 for red, blue, and green. Okay. Okay, so they're decent monsters to go up against. Good mid-range.
Or a good tense if your party is smart enough to know when to run away.
That's right. That's right. Missing. Oh, that's interesting. Well, I guess if they are created out of chaos, this may make sense. This red Slaad has 3 toes on one foot, 4 toes on the other. Touch up a spot or 2 here. Welcome back, Chris.
Thank you. Is anything interesting?
Nothing super exciting yet. No epiphanies. I will say, okay, so different conversation here. For those of you that live in close to the Kent Valley here, I tried a new restaurant tonight.
Oh.
Alpha's Southern or Alpha's Cajun, something like that. So my dad's whole family is all from northern Louisiana. So that's actually, given it's half the family, I've spent a lot of time there and dealt with that. Not a southern Louisiana guy, not a New Orleans guy, but up north, the poverty half of the state. Well, this place has the closest catfish to down there that I've had anywhere up north here yet. And I am glad I bought extra hush puppies. Because I may have gotten them, 3 hours ago now, but they're still moist. And they've got good flavor to them.
Cool.
So, if you like that kind of stuff, I will recommend them.
Yeah, I'm pretty much still limiting, how much I go out.
Oh, they door dashed. I was happy about that.
I've not done the DoorDash type stuff.
Got it.
I'm old school enough. I still prefer.
You are all of like 8 months older than me. What are you talking about, old school?
I said old school.
I know you said old school.
I guess you could say I'm a little resistant to change. To a lot of change. I haven't quite gotten on board with a lot of the more recent things
like Discord.
No,
Sorry.
I do Discord.
Sorry, Chris, I'm gonna give you a bad time.
Discord is familiar enough. You know, it's close enough to
A bulletin board?
like instant messages.
Okay. Sorry, I had to.
You know, quite frankly, Discord reminds me of the lobbies with MSN gaming service, the Microsoft gaming service that used to be from back in the day.
Oh, where you go like play spades and hearts and that kind of stuff?
Or
maybe that was me.
Certain games, like I played MechWarrior 3 on it.
Oh, okay.
Gaming zone.
Got it.
You know, and the Yahoo games, where you could play with other people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's close. It's similar enough to that you know I've not had any qualms about being on this.
Right.
It's familiar to me.
Right. Yeah, I'm liking how that base coat turned out.
But using a phone for things other than phone calls is still weird to me.
Fair enough.
I was not an early adopter of smartphones.
I may be in that boat too.
For the longest time, the only reason I had a cell phone was because of that time my car broke down and I didn't have it.
Right.
And I had to knock on somebody's door, some random stranger's door, and ask to use their phone.
Right.
So my parents put me on their cell phone plan so I wouldn't have to do that again.
Got it.
So what you're saying is, as a kid, you should wreck your car so your parents get you a new phone.
She couldn't have done it then. There were no cell phones in the mid 90s.
Yeah, I was nearly 30 at that point.
I mean, I'm not going to turn down a new phone from my parents at any age if
Fair enough.
they're willing to show that.
Fair enough, Eric.
Yeah, but then after that point, I had to contend with you're talking on the phone too much. You know, we had unlimited minutes and free long distance, and I was calling my boyfriend in another state. And my stepdad objected to me being on the phone for more than 5 minutes. And since it was their account, they got all the information about how long they were on a call.
Max, I just saw one of those Galaxy flip phones Thursday. Someone had one in here. I know they technically count as a flip phone, but yeah, that Dave, you and I both know there were cell phones, there were satellite phones, right? And they were the size of, well, cement bricks. Yeah. Yeah, I guess technically there were differences between the two, weren't there? There was a satellite and a cell phone at that point. But yeah, I do remember someone having one.
There was a small suitcase
Yep.
that you carried around with you. Had to plug it into your phone or into your car in order to actually use it.
Right.
The battery life was like 2 minutes. And they were, you had a like $150 plan that included 30 minutes.
Right.
And it was like $5 a minute additional if you went over.
Right.
So who had those? Not us.
All right, so I am taking this purple that they gave us, and I'm kind of creating a wash out of it. And I'm going to use that as the wash over the red here, just to try something, you know. I like to see how it's cool to me how the purple and reds react together. So maybe get a little bit more water in there. That's looking pretty thin at this point. Now we'll see how I can ruin it.
I decided to challenge myself with this one.
Oh yeah?
Yep, I am only using what came in the box.
Well, I'm doing that one again here.
No other brushes, no other paints.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm using the wet palette and my own brushes still.
Well, the palette is I'm using a palette I have.
Okay,
Well, I have it out. I haven't used it yet.
right.
I haven't mixed colors yet because I had to pause in the
Right.
base coating.
I really do like how I used the heavy red as my base coat there, Chris.
I used the black. I'm using the black.
Oh, are you? Okay. I really like how this heavy red turned out.
Because the black red is more of a burgundy.
Right. Right.
And looking at the picture from the Monster Manual,
Right. You think it's more along those lines?
yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
I felt like the heavy red was too bright
Okay.
for the base coat.
Right. See, what I did notice, they didn't actually give us a wash this time, like they have in the past.
Though the reactive green is fairly thin.
Right.
Thin. It's before, doing the initial prep of getting the bloody thing out of the box. And I went ahead and stirred the paints
Right.
beforehand, as part of that prep
Yeah.
stuff. And there are a couple that are kind of thin. The black red is a little, I wouldn't call it wash thin, but it is a lot thinner than most of the other colors.
Okay.
I happened to glance up while chat was going through them. Seems like a lot of people chose different colors for their base coat. Jason, why did you choose that particular color for yours?
That heavy red. So they give us, I don't know if you can see it all on my screen there, Eric. They give us the 12 colors here. And, I looked at them and went, okay, I can start with the heavy red as a base, because then I'm going to shade it anyhow, or do a wash over it, and then use the heavy red again to start that first layer of highlighting. and then go up to basically build up layers up to this straight vermilion. And I don't know how much highlighting I actually want to do, because aren't these are kind of cave creatures, aren't they, or undergrounds?
Yeah, they're from the Underdark.
Yeah. So I may stay a little bit on the darker side of the palette on this time around. But no, it's a color that caught my eye, you know, as much as anything. The black red that Chris is talking about. So this is the one I chose, the heavy red, and then the black red is literally on the same string. In my eye, I'm catching it as a brown, so I kind of avoided it for that reason. But I bet once I open it up, it really is just a really darker red. But that's what I get for just going and, you know, not checking what all the colors actually were up front. But now I've added in, I've done a purple wash to it now, to give it a little bit different tone. And so now we're starting to see a couple different things going on. And it looks like that heel does not want to participate in this game. Get there.
Yeah, this black red, they call it black red.
Mm-hmm.
I call it burgundy.
Okay.
Yeah. It's thin enough that I'm having to do 2 coats in order to have it an even tone to the base coat. But after looking at the picture from the monster manual, it just seemed like it was the best bet.
Right. Let's see.
I picked my base coat color after I stirred all the colors.
Right. Let's see, Max. I see you said you used vermilion as your base, yeah. And Dave, yeah, I probably should be using some sort of medium instead of water, but you know what? To heck with it. We're having fun with the Paint Night kit. I do have... I may have a very large bottle of Liquitex medium here, as well as some of the Citadel mediums, the Lamian and the Contrast medium. You know, and if I really needed to go to the shelf and pick up one of, 300 other colors, I might be able to walk over and do that. The owner won't get too pissed at me. A little bit, but not too much. I'm actually tempted to try something with this. And that is, I just don't know how it would work.
Oh, try it.
I'm thinking about literally doing like a glow from below on him. Like if a fire or something were off to the side and casting light up.
Like you were standing near a pool of lava?
Or something like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, always experiment, right?
Yeah. I mean, once you've got the basics down, that's kind of the fun in doing the painting projects like these. Is experimenting and
Yeah.
learning new tricks.
Let's see. So if that's the case, I could be smart about this. And who is it? Squidmar, I think I've watched. Someone does it. I'm gonna screw with everybody's here. Let's see. Where does the light actually hit? Let's see if I can actually do this and not blind everybody at the same time. So I can kind of see where the light would actually come from, knowing that there's going to be a source, and maybe do I want to play with where that source actually is? Maybe it's right under the arm, basically. So there'd be little bits of light showing up along the arm. Or do I like it more towards the front? If I did that, then it's the idea. Oh, you know what? Hey, I can be smart about this. Honestly, I can. I agree, Dave. It definitely, no matter what, it's going to look better than the plastics. So, if I were to actually base this on its disc, and I wanted to actually show like a lava pool on here, then it probably does actually need to come from the front a little bit more. So it would end up, let's see if I can do this, much more frontal like that. Or could I really screw with this, and could he be standing over the lava pool? Because that's a texture that already exists then. And I can work with that. Oh, that's an interesting concept, Max. I like that. Max says he's doing green and purple on the disc to make it seem like it could be in Pandemonium.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a nice idea.
I've not been at one of these in a while. Do people generally post pictures of the final outcome?
We'll see some. Sometimes it happens here, on the Discord. Sometimes it happens in the Facebook group.
The last one, I took a couple pictures with my phone of my in progress.
Yeah, and they ended up on Discord, right, Chris?
And yeah, I put them up in Discord.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, definitely interested to see how the green and purple turns out.
So I am going with the idea that Slaad is basically standing right over a fissure that has lava. So now I'm trying something where I'm just doing, my highlights are really coming with that as my light source now. So it's kind of coming up from, if I really say it's happening kind of right through here. So I just kind of painted that line real quick as to where that light source might be on my, on my base. So everything else is going to lighten up from that point. So now I'm going back over with that heavy red to start lightening up kind of through what's kind of becoming a V, and the legs are going to still cast a shadow into the darkness over there onto the arms and stuff. But even with that, there's going to be a couple spots on the arms that still have light. And then because that's coming through the back as well, really that whole inside of the leg back here has got to have that lighter color to it. It's going to come up, hit the butt, and really kind of peter out from there, and there will be some kind of back here as well. Not so much on this arm, I don't think. And then maybe hitting a couple of those points along the way. So it's going to be interesting in that it's such a different center, light source for me. But we'll try it and see what's going on. Worst case scenario, it gets painted over.
Yeah.
Would not be a first time, will not be a last time. I think I'll hit the tip of the nose on the underside there. Oh, maybe there. Maybe a little bit right on the eyelids there. And then I'll have to figure out, how do I want that reddish glow on actually hitting the fingernails, the claws. If I go super thin, that may be too much still. Just like a thin wash idea on it. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Okay.
Back to Max's comment earlier, would love to have you on Discord, Max. It is much easier to ask questions hands-free than it is to have to type them.
Yeah, and I put the link in the chat. It's fairly early on, though.
Oh, did you put the Discord link in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was my first comment. Right after the welcome to live chat message, so real close to the top.
Huh.
1, 2, 3. Max said 4 things before I posted the Discord link, at least on mine.
Yeah, they're not. It's not showing on mine here. The first thing I see is, your question? Can you hear us in Discord, Jason? We can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll post it again.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if it's because I'm not on either one of them technically for the streaming service.
Yeah. I posted it again.
Oh, Dave, you're enjoying Istanbul right now too. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, Chris, I suspect it's a me thing that I'm not seeing it, so hopefully those of you on YouTube directly can see it out there.
Okay. Well, I posted it a second
I
time.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Not a problem. Because, yeah, I agree. It is much easier to speak what you want to say than
Yeah.
put down your paintbrush and your mini and type.
Yeah, Max and Dave are showing it's not. Max, did it just show up? You said thanks now, I see.
Okay.
I see Dave. Well, Dave and Max both said they couldn't see it. But now then Max has just posted thanks.
Not a problem.
Time to start adding in some of that vermilion. Probably should pull a little further back because I'm going to blend it with our good buddy here. Now I know there's some other painters out there who would be killing me right now, going, "Why aren't you wet blending directly on the model?" Well, you know what? I'm still too rookie for that.
This isn't a professional painter's board. This is a, you know,
It's fun paint night,
yeah.
right?
It's get together, have some fun painting minis, you know, maybe learn something along the way.
Yeah.
And hopefully paint the full mini. Or hopefully have it turn out how you wanted it.
Right. Right.
Chris, I don't know if we met before, but I'm playing games before the pandemic, of course. Did you ever go down to the Monday game night?
No. I went to Tuesday paint night, Thursday D&D. I had a Friday group that met for D&D, and my roommate was DMing on Sunday.
Nice.
And occasionally we come in on other days as
Right.
well.
Yeah, we saw Chris down here on occasion.
Well, are you still getting together with the same groups online?
Our part of our group has recently started a campaign. Yeah. We're about 12 sessions in, I think.
I think that's about how long my D&D groups last before they fall apart.
Oh no.
Should really focus on more one-shots.
Yeah, and like Dave just mentioned, Dave was he was part of the Monday night board game crew. And his group is still running their Monday nights. Or finally started rerunning their Monday nights here not that long ago.
Yeah, it took us a year, and unfortunately, most of our original group, because our Friday night consisted of our Thursday night group minus the high school kid that was in the Thursday night group. Because all the adults from Thursday night.
Right.
And unfortunately, sometime during the last year, most of the rest of the people from those two groups dropped out of the Discord. So they didn't get the message when the DM said, "Hey, let's try this doing it online thing." So it's just me, my roommate Joe, and our friends David and Persephone from the original group, and the DM's younger brother, which wasn't originally part of the group, but he's cool.
Max, let me spend a minute, see if I can find that Discord link here, and see if I can send it through.
It may have expired, the one I sent.
All I want to do is copy this one. How do I copy my link?
Okay, what you want to do is on the, where you click on your icon to join, to look at the server, right click that, and second, tab down, should be invite people,
Right.
and then at the bottom, there should be a box with a https://discord.gg thing, just next to it's a blue copy button.
Yeah, see, for me, because I'm the owner of the server, I think it's a little bit different.
Let me look at one of my servers.
I'm going to try it here. Because I wanted to create a never... Really? You want me to...
Oh, a never ending
Yeah.
link.
You want me to open in YouTube.
Servers.
Paste. Max, let us know if that link just showed up, or Dave. Yeah, I see it on, well, I see it through Streamlabs now, so I'm hoping that actually showed up for everybody.
I can see it.
Okay. I wonder if there's a security thing, Chris, where I may be the only one who can post links.
Actual links, possibly.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Max and Dave have it now.
Hello.
now for that next lighter layer. I hear someone kind of muffled back there.
Yeah, my mic's not the best.
Okay.
So better. I'll turn. I don't know if I can turn myself up, but I am present.
I hear you loud and clear.
Nice.
Much better. Glad you joined us.
Yeah. No, glad I could get in.
That is half the battle with a virtual meeting conference thing.
Yeah.
I should ask the IT guy since he's on the phone with me, or on us with us here. Eric, how do I just do this?
I don't know, Chris. I manage people in IT. That doesn't mean I know anything else about IT.
You know, that used to be my excuse too. That's I hire these people. That's
Yeah, I mean, that's all you need to do.
yeah.
Yeah, my knowledge of this process is how to hire the right person to do it.
Yeah.
It
You
says
know-
on your resume you know how to use Word. That's good.
That's right.
I had a software developer once put that on the resume, and I was like, no. That is not an application skill you should be listing as a software developer.
That's right. I remember the last analyst job I ever applied for, last data analyst job.
Hello.
Is that Dave back there?
Discord.
Why, yes it is.
So the last data analyst job I applied for was for a marketing company down in the International District, and the hiring manager, I didn't have Excel listed on there, and she goes, "Well, do you know Excel?" And I said, "Well, yeah, but I'm not used to having Excel listed as a skill set because that's an assumed thing for a data analyst." And she goes, "Well, I need someone who can do Excel. What do you think your skill set is on a scale of 1 to 10? So I thought about it for a second, and I go, you know what, it's probably 9 on a bad day. And she goes, "You can't be serious." I'm like, "Well, test me." So she gave me a project she'd been working on for 2.5 weeks. And I gave her a solution in 10 minutes. Formatted, ready to go. She didn't understand how an equal signs worked. And I was like, oh God.
I mean, I'm laughing, but that's not like at all in my corral, so I don't know either.
But for,
Yeah.
she'd been working on it for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And going, she was supposedly the expert in the company at that moment.
Interesting.
Because she hadn't gone and talked to any of the accountants. And the CFO, who was actually one of her good friends, was like, why didn't you just come talk to me? I know exactly what this answer is. It was wild, but hey, it landed me a job where I spent the next 9 months cutting 3/4 of the company. I got to play Hatchet Man. Because the IT department didn't know how to use SQL for data polls. I was the Excel guru now. So I got rid of 4 accountants. I got rid of an entire sales department whose job was literally inputting data number by number on a spreadsheet. And all I did was a SQL pull and got rid of 2 jobs.
Well,
Yeah. Needless to say, the company did go under not long after that. It was 2008. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Well, if they didn't realize they had those kind of problems,
Yeah, they needed to go under.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, so it's starting to work. I don't know if if it's going to show very well. Let's see. We're starting to get, doesn't want to focus very well. We're getting a little bit of that lighter tone that's coming up the belly from that line, and it actually is on the insides of the legs there as well. And then up the rear. So the last time I spent this much time feeling like I was working, I mean, this is Eric, you've probably got this skill set right now. I feel like I'm working the rear on this like I was my nephew when he was 6 months old. Yeah. Okay, we got to clean you again. Here we go.
That reminds me, I haven't seen you since, I don't think no, you weren't there when my oldest brother's daughter had a son.
Oh, well, congratulations.
So
Yeah.
I am now a great aunt.
In title, you were always a great aunt.
And
Well, that's awesome news, Chris.
I like to think I'm a decent auntie, but
That's awesome news, Chris.
and it was a boy, so it's a great nephew.
Ah. Very, very cool. Ooh, that may not be
I'm
the...
about 3/4 of the way done with making a blanket for him.
Nice.
I just have to decide how big I want this blanket to be before I decide I'm done making boxes and squares for it.
Right. I don't know if that's the color I want to do next. This turned into a pink. I don't know if that makes sense as the next up color on this. I mean, I guess technically it does if I'm layering up, but I don't feel like that's a lava-ish glow at that point.
Not
I mean, I'll do...
Try putting in some of that black red.
Oh, you know what? Maybe by the time this dries, it won't be that bad.
There's the parasite brown. I give it kind of orangey.
Yeah. We'll play a little bit here real quick. Yeah, I think this might actually dry better than I think. You know, that's always the worst part. It never dries anywhere near as strong as when you make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So...
Never dries the same shade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes it just dries brighter.
So let's see what's going on here. I can definitely tell I'm gonna have to play because we're experimenting with the setup because I'm nowhere near using the cameras that we used to use for paint night here. Well, I guess technically I'm using one because I'm just using my laptop like I normally was for my face shot here. But we're using this whole boom setup now, and Actually will end up in the next couple weeks. I've got a couple more cameras coming in, and we're going to try and do a couple different things at that point. You know, we'll see what the right answer becomes here. Did I wait too long? I might have.
With our D&D games, we have a new toy we're playing with.
Oh yeah? What are you playing with?
Yeah, a new program dropped on Discord, or not Discord, Steam Early Access,
Okay.
called Tailspire.
Huh.
So virtual tabletop
Right.
program. And Brandon and I both bought it. And basically, he's doing DME things, and I'm streaming my view on Discord and
Got it.
moving the player pieces around.
Okay.
That way, not everybody has to buy it yet.
Right.
It's not much, but you know, Dave and Persephone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't
Absolutely.
want them to feel like they have to spend money they can't afford to spend.
Right.
But it's been working out pretty great.
Nice. Nice.
It's fair. It does have its limitations, but
Yeah.
you expect that with early access.
Right.
And their asset library is fairly limited. You've only got a few different options for tile sets. But it's kind of fun. Definitely makes visualizing a battle scene a little easier.
Right. Right. Now, Eric, you were saying with your board game group, you were doing stuff online, or you were doing it in person, weren't you?
No, we're doing it online. So we have two groups. We have a Thursday night group and a Friday lunch group.
Okay.
And we play a whole host of games.
What?
Majority of which run through Steam.
Okay.
So we'll either use Tabletop Simulator or a dedicated game if there's a version of it available.
Right. Yeah, I finally went back to Board Game Arena here 3 weeks ago, when they announced that the game Lost Ruins of Arnak was going to be out there. Which is just a game I've really come to enjoy as of late. It had dropped in December, another deck builder, because, you guys never saw me push Mystic Vale around here at all.
No.
Yeah, how many on this call actually own a copy now? So yeah, I'm not a deck builder guy whatsoever. But yeah, once they announced that beta, I was like, okay, I'm going back to this. Since then, I've said to heck with it. They put Splendor on this past week. So I had to go premium because I needed to play Splendor. It's 20 or 25 bucks a year, so I'm not going to complain about access to like 300 games, for that price tag. I get in a cribbage game every couple of days. They've got Yahtzee out there, it's I've even done a Connect 4 tournament. Oh, I used to play Connect 4 in college for money. So, oh yeah, the guy who lived above me in college thought he could get me drunk and beat me. And he'd be the one to put up the money. Well, I would make sure I could win. Because I couldn't afford to lose.
High stakes Connect 4.
That's right. It was $20 a game. Yes, that was high stakes Connect 4. Yeah. The loser had to buy the fifth for the night plus, pay the $20 for each for whatever games they lost. The difference in. So yeah, it got high stakes. That's why I made sure I didn't lose. He was the assistant manager at Arby's in town, so he was making the big bucks.
College was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Dairy Queen in Salem would, I'm sure most fast food restaurants do this, but at the end of the day, every patty on the grill was 50 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So we would just go at closing time and snag them up.
Nice.
And I'm sure that helped them.
Right. One less thing for them to worry about.
Yeah.
Did anyone open this dark sea
Either
green?
online board game stuff right now?
What's that?
Dave or Mac, do either of you guys do online board game stuff right now?
I run a Storm King's Thunder game through Roll20, and then I play another guy's homebrew, also with Roll20. Filthy, casual, cheap person stuff, but works pretty well.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's I was gonna say it does work pretty well, I'd say, except for map editing. I'm probably in there a good 3-4 hours per location if I want to get it nice.
Okay. So yeah, that's a good time sink.
Yeah.
Versus drawing it on the on the dry erase or the wet erase board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or building it out of the warlock tiles like we've got a couple people doing around here.
Oh yeah. I'd be really interested to try those, but yeah, not right now. Not
Yeah.
worth investment.
Yeah. Yeah, their timing on it, they couldn't be helped.
Oh, definitely.
But
So many things were just, you can't blame them,
right.
but you're, I was even talking about these paint kits because, at least for me, I was aware of them with the Griffin.
Right.
And so that was, a month before COVID.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. We got
Was it Griffins? No, Manticores. Wasn't that the one we did?
Manticore, yeah.
Yeah, Manticores. I was like, wait a second.
We had like what, two
The,
of the official WizKids paint nights before COVID.
Yeah, we had done the Owlbears and then the last event was Red Dragon Night. Yeah.
my petition to get Games Workshop to do a paint kit.
Oh, they have them. They're $40 a kit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, actually, they're their intro kits for. We've got a Night Haunt one. There's a couple of them. There's an Ultramarines one. Actually, I think they may have just upgraded that one to have a Space Marine and a Necron in it now. But yeah, they do kind of exist. You know, WizKids has definitely embraced it and really moved forward with it.
Right.
Because, you know, the cool thing about the WizKids paint night is, you know what? You don't have to assemble anything.
Yeah, that is big for painting.
Yeah.
I got that a Sirac undead paint set,
Right.
and it was assembly, but no instructions or anything, so I had to go online, find a third party dude just saying, this is what I did, and it worked out okay.
Right.
My hands were covered in super glue afterwards. Which, if any of you guys have that problem, all that hand sanitizer we bought at the beginning, which you should be using for quarantine, also gets Gorilla Glue off.
I purchased lots of hand sanitizer. There's a bottle on my desk, a bottle on Joe's desk, but I never leave the house, so.
Yeah.
My bottle's hardly used. Joe's bottle.
I don't want to know about Joe's bottle of lotion.
Joe's bottle. Hand sanitizer. His lotion, that's in his bedroom, and I don't want it.
God, you had to go the extra distance on that, didn't you, Chris?
You brought it up.
You did this to us.
Gotta leave it as an innuendo on YouTube.
That's right.
All the adults know. The high schoolers, they might not get it yet. Like, they probably should.
I'm gonna bet the high schoolers understand that more than me.
Yeah. I mean, I think back to when I was in high school and it was like, yeah, probably knew a lot more than my parents gave me credit for.
Right.
And I'm a parent of future high schoolers the next 15 years or so.
Right.
They're like, oh no. Oh well.
God.
There are times where I'm almost glad that I never had kids.
Mhm.
They aren't many, because that was the thing I wanted most in life, but there are times. I think I'm finally be done with my basement.
I have now added spiky green things.
Oh yeah, should do his spot, shouldn't I?
Yeah. And I said, to heck with it. Let's get some up and above the eyes too.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of green, I used the dark sea green as the rock.
Okay, so I had opened that up here a few minutes ago. I see no green in that. That looks all gray to me.
Same.
Does it? Okay.
I'm sure it's like green pigmented if I put it up against bluish green.
Right.
Yeah, I mixed that and the yeasty brown to make a kind of muddy rock because I can never get the lines on the feet perfect.
Right.
So it's mud
Okay.
or snow or grass.
have a tendency to turn my bases into dirt as well.
I guess I should add a little bit of character, because that green wouldn't just exist in the spikes. We'll do some along the belly here.
I mean, it's got 3 toes and 4 toes.
Right.
So consistency may not be required.
That's fair. So Dave, if you're still out there, are you working Blackstone Fortress tonight then? I don't have the Discord channel up, so I'm not sure. Did we lose him or no? Or he's muted.
Somebody's muted.
Looks like he's muted. He's Austin Powers, right?
I'm guessing so, if nobody else is claiming Austin Powers.
Yeah, screaming. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm only on voice because my kids are asleep and being quiet, so I would not be if they were otherwise.
Now, has anyone done the black-green yet?
Yeah, that's what I'm actually using for my my green spots right now.
Oh, gotcha. Which flip over to YouTube then. Okay, that's not too dark.
No. No, and I kind of like how it showed up on the belly there. I think actually I will add a couple more stripes of that. Somewhere down the leg. Probably only works really well, Jason, if your brush actually keeps a point on it.
Who needs proper technique?
Alright.
Ooh, I just noticed a big old streak of black from painting his nails.
Oh, yeah?
It's always the little corners, like this time it's his kneecap on the outside.
Right. Anybody been watching anything good on the tube or streaming services? Because I guess that's the more appropriate question anymore.
Anyone else finish Falcon Winter Soldier?
Did do that.
That was real good. It had all the good, important, heavy stuff they were tackling,
Right.
but it still felt like a Marvel movie, too.
Yeah.
Like, not that you can't have one without the other, but you know, I can eat popcorn to it and think.
I like that. It felt slow to me to begin with.
That's true.
That was probably my biggest complaint about the series. Because I felt like episodes 5 and 6 were the only real. I know they weren't the only real action ones, but they felt like it to me.
Definitely. I don't know if you watched that special thing they did just Friday.
No, I haven't watched any of those assembleds actually.
Oh, it was pretty good. They said how there was a bit more method to the madness, which I could see with them saying it. Like the truck fight scene was supposed to be clunky.
Okay.
Because Bucky and Sam aren't working together,
right?
And then you're not supposed to like.
Yeah. No, I can get that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is, I think, totally fair. What else I thought was interesting was just I was watching the second episode, so why can't I remember U.S. Agent, whatever his actual name is?
Right.
Had actually really been featured and everything.
Yeah.
And she was listening to. My mom walked in and was listening to the end credits. She said, "It sounds like someone from band wrote this." And I went, "Yeah, like high school band. Yeah,
right.
This is something that's real simple." But the more I thought about it, and the fact that they ended on, I think, a pretty interesting kind of guitar song,
right,
must have been planned. Like, here's the corny song for the bad Captain America, and now here's Sam's new theme.
Right. I can see that. I had to watch Mortal Kombat.
Had to, or you felt compelled personally?
Felt compelled.
Okay.
Yes. I am no longer that way.
Okay.
The need to watch it a second time is not there.
Gotcha.
But watch it once if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat.
Oh, sure.
Share that sentiment.
Yeah. I'm a kaiju fan, so of course had to watch Godzilla vs. Kong.
Wait, how was that? I never heard any feedback.
A kaiju fan's gonna love it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else is gonna say, "Why did I waste my time?"
Gotcha.
It was probably the most predictable plot I've seen in ages. But well, as a kaiju fan, I've seen all these plots. Right?
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, okay. I was literally we were sitting here at the store when I was watching it. Mikey was sitting here next to me. He had already seen it earlier in the day because it was that day it came out. And I turned to him and I go, "Okay, this is what's going to happen, followed by this, this, and this, isn't it?" And he goes, "Yep." Okay. And I was like, "Well, I will continue to watch this as for my appreciation of all monsters, great and greater."
Mm-hmm.
But I don't need it for much more beyond that now.
Okay.
Yeah.
They hire new special effects guys, not new writers for those movies.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
So this is a little older, but did anybody watch Queen's Gambit on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. I could not keep chess. I still can't. I can hardly keep chessboards in stock because of that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Chess, if I could have had 20 or 30 chessboards here at the time that came out, I would have sold, and I mean the high end ones, the really nice ones. The board is $200, and the pieces are all, another $200 to $300. Yeah, I could have been selling those like hotcakes. Could not believe it. But it was also Christmas time, so it was that kind of that combination of things.
Yeah. So just down the road, you've got that Bricks and Wheels place.
Yeah.
They've got all those fancy Lego chessboards.
I've never walked in there. I didn't realize that.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty nice place.
The outside does not give the inside credit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely. This doesn't reflect on like the business. It definitely is like a little mobile home that has Legos in it. But no, it's pretty nice. Got a good selection, and they have their Bellevue location too.
I was gonna say,
it's more a store.
Right. My understanding is this is kind of the place that feeds into Bellevue, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like, kind of like the warehouse and like the backup.
Right.
Say, they try to keep even-ish stock, but if you're looking for something, go to Bellevue.
Okay. So Bellevue really is the real front for the place.
Yeah, I'd definitely say.
Okay.
At least twice the space too.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh yeah.
So earlier in the YouTube chat, I brought up the Cthulhu Death May Die game.
Yep.
And I don't know if you talked about it or not. I might have walked out of the room. we're talking about it, but
about how there's no way in the world Mikey can get me to play that game. No.
all right. I guess I missed that comment.
Now,
Because just saying, if you put that on Friday night, that's just a hilarious game.
Yeah, I figure I'm gonna have to suck it up and play one of those at some point here.
Especially if you pick the Lizzie Borden character and then get dealt psychotic as your random psychosis. It's just things that.
Wait, so
happen.
play Lizzie Borden as Lizzie Borden?
Yes. Well, you also get dealt a random psychosis, so you never know what you're going to get. Could be kleptomania, could be whatever. It's just I don't know.
Right.
A lot of fun.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. There's always been something for me about, those, the Mysterium, the One Nights, the Betrayer Mechanic thing, the Coup and the Resistance, even all that style, where I've never been super excited by those games. And then, but Cthulhu Death May Die, I understand, there's none of that, but then it hits the other sweet spot for me of, oh yeah, Cthulhu has never been a great theme for me.
Same. Like I can
get
it.
I understand that it's kind of overdone.
Yeah.
I guess the other reason I brought it up is because we're having a mini paint night here, right?
Oh yeah, perfect thing to paint up.
And so there's just tons of cool minis in that box.
Yeah. That Dark Rituals I've got sitting here, ends up being a one versus many game. So, but I ended up kickstarting it because of the minis.
And I bought one of your copies because it's sitting here staring at me right now.
Yeah, actually, we just sold our last copy of it this week. So he'd been the young man who came in and bought it had been staring at our copy for, ever since we've had it out here on display. He was like, "Yep, I'm finally doing it." All right, we've got beady red eyes on a Slaad, and we've got some parasite brown teeth on him now too. Let's see if we can get that up there. Look at those dead eyes staring at you.
Hold on. Switch my screens. Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, just straight up. Yeah, here, let's now try and figure out how to give you some life.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm gonna do. Actually, do I want him to have black pupils, or do I want him to have kind of that reddish pupil? Let's see if I can get a super thin line going. Oh, I do have a Psycho here. Nice. Gotta love it when you have all the brushes at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my Psycho lost its hair a while back. Do you have any in the shop right now?
I don't think I do. It's one of those that has been out of stock in distribution for a while here.
Gotcha.
I've been a little disappointed in what I could actually get here lately, because I definitely need some restock on some of those. Well, I got one eye right. Let's see. That red doesn't show up enough. I want to go darker.
Yeah, let's get my off-brand one then. Because I don't know, the purple really spoke to me in this kit, so like that's for me his inner mouth and lips.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's a good purple. I used that as the base for my. Well, I created a wash out of it for this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've got some life in those dead eyes. Let's see if we can do it now. I almost got them to where they're not cross-eyed too. Let's see. How close can I get to where it will focus still? Oh, you tried for a second. This will get really scary in a couple weeks when we're the new cameras I'm getting are 4K and 4K 1080p and filming at 60 frames a second. We'll really screw with people's minds. Okay. Ooh, that Slaad almost looks happy.
Yeah, I did the light flesh
Right.
for my teeth, and it looks like the Joker now.
I think that's appropriate because if he's looking at characters, he's probably thinking, "Ooh, fresh meat."
Tasty. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Jason, one thing I'll say about the not the video on YouTube, but the audio quality
Yeah.
on YouTube, I have to really crank it up, the volume from what I hear, what I have it set to for normal.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if that's your distance from the mic or some other audio setting or whatever. But
Well, I'll have to.
that's just one thing to put you on there.
No, I appreciate that because that's the mic is about 2 feet over my head here, and that could be a thing. Because I've got the mic the mic just set up to where we normally have it when the group of us are playing, so that way it can capture all of us playing. I don't know. Is that something you noticed in our other videos as well?
Yeah, that's in the group game videos too.
Okay. Okay.
Same thing.
Well, we can definitely work on that over this next week as we figure out what the next thing is we're going to stream. Appreciate the feedback there, Dave. I haven't seen any lately. Has Crispin is he still posting videos?
You know, Diana said I think he quit. I'm not exactly sure what the story is there.
Okay.
He, I don't know if you heard, but he switched jobs, so he's actually working almost more like a second shift now. So
Oh, is he not training? Is he not training drivers anymore?
No, I think he got tired of the work politics with that job and went back to a straight driving job.
Oh, okay.
And
No, I
so
saw them last week and they didn't say anything about that.
Yeah, so he's working lots of hours and more second shift type stuff, and so yeah, I haven't seen him in. Yeah, I haven't played a game in probably 2 months with him.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're going over to their house every Monday night. But I guess if he's working at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Now you brought another friend into the group. Is that what I understand?
I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how's Tony doing?
Tony's still Tony.
That is the best way to describe him, isn't it?
Yeah. He's a character, but I love him.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had actually last weekend. I don't know if any of you had ever gone to Catacomb Comics over in Des Moines. They did some games, but they were a comic shop that lasted until actually November of 19. In fact, her last day was the same day that Heroic Knights shut down. I say that because Dave was originally a player at Heroic Knight before he came here. And so Danielle, the owner of that place, was in over the weekend, not this weekend, but last weekend. And she's going to wait until post-COVID, of course. But she is hoping to reopen a tavern, more of a tavern with games attached, over in Normandy Park. So
kind of like AFK Tavern?
A little bit more like AFK, yeah. I think she understands the rest of the business a little bit better than AFK does, or AFK did. Especially since she's had a place before. AFK had gone straight into owning that business. So they got to make... Well, Everett lasted a while, but Renton did not. But I know some of the other mistakes they talk about that they made there. So...
Yeah, I used to go to the Everett location, and when I heard they were opening one up in Renton, I was like, cool for them, but I still thought it was too soon.
Yeah.
I didn't think they had enough of a fan base, I guess you could say, to justify a second location.
I get that. I think if you when you're talking about opposite ends of 405, you're probably not drawing the same crowd. There may be some overlap there, but I don't know if I would expect that big of a jump between the two. But that's, that's my thought process. That may not be very accurate whatsoever. No, well, like I said, I know some of the behind the scenes as to what happened there, because you hear about it from people who were working there, or partners in the location, or people who knew everybody really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. My personal experience with the Everett location was that I was lucky when I actually got all my skin back from my arms after having set them on the table. So I hope that was not the norm. But the 2 times I was there, they were not pleasant experiences for that reason.
I never had that particular problem, and I probably went with you guys for some times.
Okay.
I was involved with a guy who really liked it there.
Right.
And we had kind of had this deal that, every other time, one of us would drive and so the other could drink, sort of thing.
Got it.
And kind of switch off.
Yeah. I'm at this weird loss here because I feel like I've got the colors that I'm comfortable with on my Slaad, but I've only opened 5 of them. I hope they weren't giving us, a bunch of this just to be basing color. I guess we'll find out here. No, but I'm gonna have to. You know what? I'm gonna have to go into my other paint stash, given what I'm trying to do with the lighting. So, how do I want to do that?
I'm also surprised the kit didn't come with a dry brush.
Well, I have yet to have one in one of these books.
Yeah, they have always been just the 2 generics. Yeah, I will say, I think, Chris, you've got the other ones around there, right?
Yeah, I've gotten all of them. I've attended every paint night.
Right. No, this is the first time I remember the brushes having the WizKids logo on them.
Give me 2 shakes. They're in my bedroom.
Okay. I feel like
Is using colors a matter of personal pride for these kits?
What's that?
Is being able to use all of the colors a matter of personal pride for these kits?
A little bit, or I at least want to understand why they gave us the 12 colors they did to paint these. So I feel like I can make better decisions as to, okay, I want to use this one and not that one. What I'm honestly doing as much as anything is keeping these around because these are official Vallejo paint colors. I can compare these to similar colors for Army Painter and Citadel. And so I've actually had to demo this a couple times for people. This is what you get here. This is what you get here. Yeah. It's been interesting.
Okay, the 2 brushes from the Manticore box. The
They-
other one's buried a little too far. Multi-purpose. Exact same brushes.
They are. Okay, with the WizKids logo and everything on them.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
But this is the first time I saw the paints actually wrapped in plastic as well.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely like the labeling on these paints. Cause
Oh, the first ones they gave us with paints, they didn't label any of them. Like, oh, hey, here you go. Just enjoy.
yeah.
I think that was the Manticore, wasn't it, where they didn't label them?
I want to say the Manticore has decent ones. I can grab them because I still have those comics.
Or they
Yeah,
had like
it's
just the color name on it, not the code and all that stuff in the Vallejo. Yeah, I know with Ogre Zombie.
It had the code on the box.
Right.
Because I compared it to the ones for the next one, the zombie.
Right.
And I pointed out which ones were the exact same paints.
But look different, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's right. That was the funny part about Ogre Zombie Night was they had given us the same color twice. And they were definitely different. Yeah. What do I want to do?
Have any of those old kits, or are they long gone?
I think I'm staring at 2 of the Ogre Zombies still. Yeah. They're up on our... When you walk in, they're actually behind the counter and up on the high edge of the bookshelves. Behind the counter, where all the sleeves and stuff are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then we've still got a bunch of Red Slaads left.
Make an army.
Yeah, I mean we've got 20 plus of the 36 we ordered. Yeah. So, which I get a little bit because I'm not sure how many people really wanted to paint Red Slaads.
Yeah.
And then there's, how many people are even interested in the paint at this point.
Yeah. I think it goes back to being a full event when we start, when we do in-persons again. But because the next 2 paint nights are Dire Trolls, so the 2-headed troll,
Ooh, that'll be fun.
and then Death Tyrants.
Definitely gonna get that one.
Yeah. The Dire Troll model comes out in Wave 14 at the end of May, just like this Red Slaaad actually comes out in that wave. And then the Death Tyrant is supposed to be part of the Wave 15 release. Originally slated for July, I have no idea when it's actually going to show up. Because really, Wave 14, the wave with the Red Slaads, this one we've been waiting for, was supposed to be back in March, actually mid-March, and now it's slated for, I think, Memorial Day.
Huh.
Yeah.
Any talk of a Nothic figure making its way?
Not that I've heard of yet. I'm trying to remember the Wave 15 stuff. I don't think there's one in there. But Wave 15 could be interesting because, starting with 13, the last wave, that's when they started introducing magic figures.
Oh, yeah.
They don't tell us what the actual magic figures are going to be because they don't want to spoil the new set release for Magic.
Okay.
So, in fact, like Wave 14... I still don't know what the models are supposed to be there. And the reason I say we're talking about this for 15 is because July is when we have the Forgotten Realms version of Magic coming out.
Right.
And so they could easily be saying, oh, let's pick stuff out of there. Well, if that's the case, everything's up in the wind.
Yeah. I'd grab a draw axle.
Yeah. Let's see. How much further am I going tonight? I've got him in a spot where I want him. Really, I feel like I should, as much as I'm touching these nails, I should just take this next door and see if the salon can actually touch these up for me. Actually, gang, I think I'm going to leave it there. Let it sit, and then I'm going to start figuring out basing, you know, next time. And not next time being next paint night, just next time I sit down for a little bit of paint session. So, given that it is 11 o'clock and I still have to officially close down the shop. So,
Yeah.
I look forward to these.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gang. Well, I'm going to hang up for the night then. And I will
All right.
hopefully see you all around sometime soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, take care, everyone.
Thanks for putting together, Jason.
Yeah, see you soon.
All right.
Bye.